So we're going to look at what we can actually use this display for to structure our menu right now. So in our Visual Studio Code, go to the places where you actually created all these things, but we're going to start with the logo selector here. And we want to give it a width because we want to contain it so it doesn't grows too big or too small depending on the screen, so on the resolution of the given computer. So we're going to give it a fixed width in this case. So that's going to be a width of 180 pixels. Once you've done this, we're also going to use display flex here because we need to use this to make sure that we can center things around it. That's one, and then we're going to use padding. Actually, we'll show you that later. But we're going to use this box sizing, so we don't, even though we're going to be using padding in a little bit, it's not going to break it or make it too big. Border box. So this is the first part of this. If we click save, go to browser, we can see there's a space now here between them. We're going to do the same with the social links. We're going to give it a width of 180 pixels, so it's the same size as the logo, which means there will be the same space between, or they will have the same size, so the menu won't float a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right when we get to that one. So give it a width, this social link, and we're also going to be use display here, display flex, and we're going to be using a little bonus for this in a while, but we're also going to add box sizing like we have in the other one and border box. So click save, refresh, and now you can see it moved a little bit again. But these are still attached to each other. So if I go to inspect, and you can, if I go into the header, you can see the logo, the navigation, and social links. And this says 180 in width, but we want them to automatically be pushed. So social, the logo over here and the social links over here. And we can actually use some CSS in our navigation for this. So this one we need to use display flex again, like so. And we're just going to do a justify quickly so we make sure that it's centered. And then we're going to use something called flex grow. What this does is really smart. In a moment I'll show you. So just hit flex grow 1. So I'm going to click save. And actually I'm going to give it a background color so we can better see what happens here. So red. We don't need to add this background color. This is just to look at this one. Blue. And background color green. So I'm going to click save and refresh. So now you can see what's actually happening. Our red one is our navigation. It goes 180 pixels. Green one is the social link, which we set to 180. And then we used Flexbox to center things inside of it. And the 1 means it's going to use the remaining space between them. So if I scale this down, you can see it's still there. It's still centered inside the blue. Flex 1 in this case means it's going to use the remaining space that's there. So from here to all the way over here, this is 100% of the remaining space. So using 1 will actually make it use that. If I did it for all of these, if I set this to 1, then I could set this to 5, for example, and this one to 1. Then this would take, it's a really weird number, that's 1/7 of the 100%, and 1/7 of 100%, and 5/7 of the 100% of the width. So it's just a tool for us to actually scale it, so it fits all the time, no matter the browser size. The reason why we set this to 180 is so once we do this, if we didn't do that, it would scale down like the blue one did. So suddenly there will be less room for social links and then the icon and so on. So this is the first part of structuring our header.